If you guys have been around the channel for a while, you know that Cody and I love to do one thing, and that's watch party competitive the finals. It's something that we love to do, in fact, and we've done it for every season of the Pro League so far, and even close qualifiers. Yeah, all 21 hours of it, in fact. And season 2 of PHL was kicking off this past weekend, and we also plan to do the same. However, we were hit up by our friends Waltz and Burrito Supreme, who kind of head up PHL, and they offered us something a little unique. You see, the format on Saturday has changed. Instead of playing 5 cash-out matches like they do on Wednesday for the teams to earn points, now they're playing almost in a mini tournament where they play 1 cash-out game and then are broken out into 2 groups playing final round, which is the finals best of 3 mode. Now, the thing is, with the new format, there's not enough time to actually broadcast it all, and so that's when Waltz and Burrito hit us with an interesting proposition. They asked us, hey, can you guys actually work in these matches and maybe cast and also observe them? And Cody and I at first were scared, a ton. And then we decided, sure, we'll give it a try. And they wanted us to TFC it, if you will. So that's what we did, and that's what this video is. We're going to be going over the matches that we watched this past weekend, which was Kansas City Pioneers against FYR Strays, Space Station Gaming versus Task Managers, and Luxury versus Young Guns. Now, before we get into the video, of course, I have to shell out one thing. This is actually really cool. We actually are doing our first ever shirt drop for the major in Stockholm, Sweden. These are for pre-order only, and I know that this is last minute, but pre-orders are available in our Discord. Now, these are only available for pickup if you are going to the major. So if you cannot go to the major, please know we are not shipping these out. As much as we love you, please don't order one. There are no returns and no refunds accepted, unfortunately. And stay tuned for future drops, as we'll probably have some more in the future. So with the new format of PHL, the actual top teams start first throughout the day, which already kind of had us a little nervous, especially Cody.
But yeah, I'm a little nervous. My hands are a little sweaty. I'm pooling in my chair. My gamer chair is pooled.
The first match that we were watching was Kansas City Pioneers versus FYR Strays, 2 very strong teams out of North America, one of which is actually going to the major. It was an awesome match, and after we got settled in, we actually, I think, did pretty well. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I think overall KCP is playing incredibly well. They're playing together, they're pushing as a team, and they're not really giving FYR Strays much of anything to work with. I mean, we're seeing it time and time again that they have to just kind of recall and reset, and they're wasting a lot of time doing it, but maybe they have a chance to take it back in this.
Absolutely, and honestly, really surprising, we have not had a single wipe just yet. It has kind of, idled out. People have hit the reset button. KCP is taking their time to waste the box. We're kind of seeing them going into stall mode. They are playing about 40 meters off of Gateway. It looks like coming out of FYR Strays. FYR going to go ahead and engage the fight. Here we go. Slothy dropping in with that BFR. Does land a shot onto Llama. Gets him down to 3 bars. Llama shield dancing around, though. Does stay at 1 HP. Variant almost getting cleaned up. Llama drops. It's now a 2v2 situation here. Brindy and Spawn's full health. T-Mills and Variant full health as well. They do get the revive onto Slothy. Box does get dropped. Not much time remaining. If you're gonna go for a flip, you gotta go now if you're FYR, and it is over. That is cash box 1 done and dusted. Advantage over to Kansas City Pioneers. Now we see FYR Strays still staying engaged in this fight. It looks like they may want to go ahead and pick this rather than resetting and trying to gain control of that vault, and it does look like that's going to be the case. Here we go. Right back into the action. Spawns picking up Variant. Brindy picking up T-Bills. Brindy down a quarter. Llama down half. They do get the cleanup on FYR Strays, and Cody, that's our first wipe of the game after an entire cash box in 4.5 minutes into the match. Nice winch in out of Slothy. Here we go. The steal attempt is in. Slothy trying to stick it. Llama starting to make the push happen. Glitch is in. No more dome shield. Down goes T-Mills. Slothy and Varian, the only ones remaining from FYR Strays, going to try to neutralize the fight here. Llama down to half health. Unfortunately, Slothy does go down, but Brindy going down with him. Variant, the only one remaining on FYR Strays. He's going to back out here. I'm not really sure what you do here. There's not a lot of time. I don't even think you have time for coins. You're going to have to make some magic happen in order to keep themselves in this.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sam, something that was really interesting there is that FYR threw down a gateway, right? They wanted to go for the steal, and I think they wanted to get out. And I think that's why Varian ended up surviving, is he took the gateway, and then they glitched it with the dome. That was insane, by the way.
That was crazy.
93-yard diff right there.
Varian might make magic happen. Oh, here comes the winch. Oh, the movement. No, Varian does drop. Unfortunately, lava. That was crazy. We go. Dome shield is in. Alislavi is going to look for a steal. I don't think he's got time for it. He's going to see what he can make happen. And unfortunately, that is it. FYR Strays losing 2-0 to Pioneers. But man, that was close. Now, our second group of the day was certainly an interesting one because it consisted of Space Station Gaming, which, if you guys aren't familiar, they were by far the most dominant team in the Pro League last season. But with the new meta changes and such, they've kind of fallen behind just a little bit. And so they did start in Group 2. Unfortunately, they did wind up finishing 3rd or 4th. But fortunate for us, that means we get to cast them. Now, Space Station Gaming is a team that we've been a fan of since their inception. They're full of amazing players like Lamp, Grad, and Normalize. And so Cody and I were super nervous going into this group. And they were playing against a team known as Task Managers, who are kind of making their ProHubs debut, if you will. Full of great players like Digcron, Metro Boomin, and also Wade. And the series was kind of a blowout, but there were a ton of awesome clips. Nonetheless, they're going to go ahead and bunker down on point. Interestingly enough, they're not going to play spaced out or play for much picks. Drop coming in out of the DMAT. I've seen a lot of teams, elect for heal beam this season, but DMAT coming out of Task Managers and Metro Boomin, so this might work out in their favor. It's allowing for more map manipulation. The winch is in onto Grad. Grad does make it out. Lamp getting the cleanup onto Metro Boomin. Digcron trying to get some damage in onto Grad. Grad down in critical health, but Digcron getting cleaned up by Lamp. Wade looking to see if he can get a cleanup. Lamp, he cleans him up as well. Normalize getting the trade onto Wade, and that is the wipe on Task Managers. And this, Cody, is NA the finals. Fights ending in like 10 seconds.
No, through and through. I mean, I'm struggling to move between all of them. It's just they are just dying so quick, and then they're back up, and then they're dead again. And I only have so many fingers, so many keys.
Gateways are out next to the pad, so it looks like Lamp and team are going to go ahead and move quickly. They want to get this plug in. It looks like they're kind of ready to get this game shut out. All the advantages in their favor currently. Map advantage, series advantage. I mean, utility in terms of heals is definitely working out in their favor. And one thing I do want to mention as well is Task Managers are taking a lot of pop shots. It feels like they're kind of doing damage from a distance, but that chip damage that Space Station is doing to them is way higher value than what Task Managers is doing back. And unfortunately, just like that, Digcron's down, and so is Wade. It's just Metro Boomin remaining in a 1v3 situation where they have to get this wipe here. All the shots that they're taking kind of get nullified, but the shots that they're dealing, golly, Noah. 3v1 instantly. I mean,
they should sign this guy.
This guy should go pro.
Yeah.
Wade's all that remains. He unfortunately does get wiped on Lamp, and I think that's the map. Yeah, it looks like 3/4 full. There's probably no time for a push here. I think Task Managers are probably safe to say they're going to be out of this map here, and probably a dominant 2-0 victory out of Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, Sam, I mean, it's cut and dry, honestly. There's no time left, and that's SSG for you. They're good at what they do.
They are, yep. And we saw it here. We saw an absolute show match. I'm curious to know how many kills Normalize has, because that guy, oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
Lord have mercy. Now, if we keep following the trend, we know that our final group of the day was full of the teams that didn't really perform so well in Wednesday's games, and they were mostly new teams, but one of them is a fan favorite known as Young Guns, and if you watch close qualifiers, they almost punched their ticket to the major, specifically with Ruby Labubu on Sledgehammer. He's a crowd favorite, and unfortunately, they did finish 3rd in the cash-out match, and so they winded up facing off against a new team, Luxury, over on our stream, which was a ton of fun, as this was a very balanced match. Both teams were right around the same skill level. They were brand new to the Pro League, and it took us for an absolute ride and went the distance.
Yeah, honestly, it's still a little early to make any sort of call, but we are seeing a great set of plays coming from Ruby Labubu and everybody else on this team. honestly, I don't know what they can do to take it. They're getting really split right now, I'm noticing. And they're just kind of taking advantage of the space that's being made. I don't know. I really don't. They just need to lock in.
Just need to lock in, indeed. And here we go, back into it. Aguilar down to half health already. He did do some outgoing damage to Honor, though, but he does get healed up entirely. It's a full strength fight here. Ruby Labubu taking some damage, but instantly healed up. We've seen the value in that heal beam today. We saw matches that didn't have it and how that looked. And now we're back in kind of a neutral fight. Young Guns not looking to overcommit into any fights currently, kind of staying near their cash out. Some damage going out from Byron, but being returned back. He's down to 1 bar. I'm sure the H+ is going to get burned here. It does. That is a heavy piece of utility now on cooldown out of Aguilar. So Luxury need to play with that in mind, knowing that the medium is not going to have a way to heal up with equipment. But I would say probably about now the cooldown is starting to expire. Things should be back to normal, a full reset here. As the fight starts to take off again, here we go, a flank from behind. S2 getting a nice pick on the Tiger. Tiger does drop. Ruby Boo Boo trying to escape here, looking for an exit route. I don't think he's going to find it. He's going to be chased down. Oh, almost hits the window tech to psych him out, but it doesn't work. Takes the gateway back up. He's being in hot pursuit by S2 Gaming. Ruby Boo Boo does drop. All that's left is Honor. I don't think anybody's really resible here. Here we go. Aguilar loses the 1 to Honor, but it does get cleaned up by Byron, and that is a wipe on Young Guns from Luxury. Luxury going to take this first cash out, a huge retake out of them.
I don't see what Young Guns can change here to take it home. I think there's overall, just as a team, they're not playing together. And something I mentioned earlier, you know, that we already talked about, is it seems like they're just kind of picking fights, right? They're all picking different fights, and it never really amounts to anything. And if they do get a pick, it just gets res back up because Luxury's playing as a team.
Yeah. Yeah, Luxury is doing a great job, actually, of, you know, controlling the ball, keeping it near them, making it where Young Guns have to push them and play objective. They can't just rely on a single pick. And if they get that pick, like you said, they're nearby and they're getting the revive easily. So here we go. Gateway above Aguilar. He's worried if Honor is going to push him, but it doesn't happen. Ruby the Boo Boo gets cleaned up by Aguilar. Nice damage in as well onto Tiger. Tiger does drop. All that's left is Honor. It's a 2v1. You've seen Aguilar win these. He has the help of S2. 1v1, 4 health bars for S2. Honor down to 1.5. Can he clutch this up? The is there. I think he might get this. Oh my God, he actually gets that. Honor getting an insane clutch there and finally changing the momentum over to themselves. Picked.
Yeah, he got picked a little bit ago. I'm not too sure what happened. I think Tiger just had some great shots. He's been consistently getting those shots off from height positions. I mean, he's a menace. You got to get him off the angle.
Yeah, absolutely. So back into it. 3v3, box in possession of Young Guns. If they secure this cash out, that is the end and they win the series. Again, this is a best of 3. And it looks like what we've seen earlier. You know, Luxury is taking their time. They're trying to open up the roof and just look for any intel they can, try to get an idea on the positioning. And we see Young Guns, again, playing off the box, taking their time, making them come find them. Basically a big game of hide and seek at this point. You know, they're not actually fully committing to this just yet.
No, this is genuinely the strat. Like, they are playing so good here. This is what you want to do. Force out the steal and then just pick them off. It's easy.
Yep, and here we go again.
There they go. They're taking height.
Yep, and again, Luxury. Now they've decided that they're going to go ahead and try to execute the steal. We see Young Guns going ahead and collapsing on it. Damage coming in, forces them off the box. S2 taking some damage. Young Guns actually taking a lot more damage out of that engagement. The goo is now in. I think the util is down. The flip is probably going to come in here for Luxury. It does. Ooh, a nice cleanup. Yeah, nice cleanup onto Aguilar. Byron, the only one remaining on Luxury. If Young Guns can clean this up quick, that is a map win for them. But they gotta hurry. They need to get this pick now. Byron barely getting out. I think he gets out. The goo does hit. They gotta go for the flip now. They have no time left. And here we go. Byron gonna look for the stall here. He has no goos in hand. And that's it. That's the steal. And Young Guns, I think, have closed it out. Yep. Wipe on Luxury. Map win and series win. Young Guns. So overall, I think we did pretty well. This is our first time casting something of this caliber, and we were pretty nervous going into it. Cody and I spent like 30 to 45 minutes before the stream even started watching previous VODs and trying to cast over those just to get a feel for flow of things. But when you're watching a VOD, it's hard to do that, especially when you have Cody running Observer and casting at the same time, which is insanity by itself. But I do think we started to get into a rhythm, and if I do say so myself, I think we did pretty well. Overall, thank you so much to Walt and Burrito for inviting us to do this. Not only did we become better at casting and also have a lot of fun, but we even reached peak viewership on Twitch at like 80 to 90 viewers at a time, which was just insanity. On top of that, if you do enjoy our casting and you want to catch this live, we're going to be live again this Saturday, actually doing the B stream again here on the Finals Central and over on Twitch on our channel as well. So come hang out, check out the matches live, and if you want to catch last week's matches, watch the VOD here on the channel. Finally, again, the t-shirt pre-orders in Thursday night at midnight Eastern. So please, if you want one, I know it's last minute, head to our Discord, go ahead and pre-order one, but remember, they are only for pickup at the major. No refunds, no returns, okay? Anyways, guys, thanks so much again for watching, and we'll see you at the finals.